Welcome back to the Hardcore Fab Shop. On our last video with Old Crow, we were working on the back of it. We got all the 4Link stuff all put in here. Now it's time to finish up this rear suspension with some airbags and get some shocks on this thing and make it a roller. Alright, let's talk airbag mounts. I had a bunch of different ideas on stuff to do with these bags. I could have actually taken and probably wedged one in between the frame rail and this bracket here. And I think it would have fit and that would have probably worked, but we'd have to do something different with our panhard bar. And there's not a lot of room from the rear end to this fuel cell for a panhard bar, so that didn't leave us a lot of options there with it. And we'd had to come up with something different there. So I went ahead and put the panhard bar there where it's at, and then I was kind of throwing around maybe different ideas of building a cantilever arm off some bracketry here underneath the bottom of the fuel cell. That would have been kind of cool because then we would have been cantilever front and back. And there's definitely some advantages to that, just bragging rights if nothing else. But in the end, I think that's going to leave this bag pretty low-hanging fruit at that point, and I'm nervous that it might actually get something fling up off the road, damage the bag, and leave us stranded. So I don't want to do that. I think moving it up a little bit higher and forward a little bit would probably be a better scenario to keep it from getting damaged. And I think it's going to make this a little bit cleaner install and not have quite as much garbage going on back here in the back. So I think that's what we're going to do with it. Also, on the shock, we already had this nice looking shock bracket here from Ford when they put this thing all together in whatever car it came out of. There's a little bit of damage on this one from where whoever cut it off with a torch, but I think I can fix that hole pretty easy, and then I think we'll be able to use that bracket and then just come up here with a couple of simple tabs to mount our shock and have a nice setup for our shock as well. That puts us back to that same spot we've been many times on this truck. Get some measurements, go in the office, draw up some stuff in CAD, and start cutting it out on the plasma table. Hell yeah, this side come together nice. So I'm gonna knock out another one for the other side, and then we'll move on to the shocks. Look at that! Hell yeah! All of our brackets are in. We have no more fab work to do on the suspension of this truck. But I do have to weld this stuff up because I don't think those tacks are actually going to hold the weight of the truck. So I'm going to bust this thing down real quick, pull the rear end out, weld everything up, put it back in there, and then I'm going to try to roll this thing outside, put it in some grass, dump the bags, see what it looks like. And there you go, I've got everything all welded up and bolted back into the truck. So now I just want to get this thing off this lift. The lift is about 5 inches tall, so I think if I air up the bags, then I should have enough lift out of the suspension of the truck just to be able to lift the truck up and then take the forklift and push the lift right out from underneath the truck. Only thing is, I have these air hoses kind of rigged up, so they're losing air pretty quickly, so I'm going to have to be quick with the forklift to get this thing pushed out. Pull these blocks out from underneath the front of the truck, and this thing should go all the way to the floor. Man, this thing is looking sweet. I've got to tell you, there is nothing better than having a vision that you've had for a while actually finally start to take shape right in front of you. This thing is awesome. I'm totally digging it. Now I gotta get it outside and see what it looks like in the grass. Well guys, it's official. She is a roller. We got a long ways to go before she's done, but it sure does feel good to get her outside and get some fresh air on her and some sunlight. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And if you think I've earned it, give me a thumbs up. And with that, I guess that's about all we got for you for today, so I'll see you next time.